Hello. I think we're live.
Mhm.
Hi everybody. Welcome to Galesrian's Greatest Tales of the Witch Boy. And it's good to have you here. So we are Greatest Guardians Gaming Network. My name is Emma. I am your game master and host. We also have Sky, Michaela, and Jenna with us here today. And we are going to play and continue Tales of the Witch Boy, which is a Pathfinder 2nd edition adventure that is homebrew and kind of, I've written an outline for an adventure, but we'll kind of see where they take it from here on. I do actually want to say we're at a point where things are almost quite a bit more open-ended. So we've had a very structured, like, railroad track of an adventure so far, in a lot of ways. But I will also say that that's probably going to be over relatively soon, and the world will be opening up to you, or at least the decisions will be opening up to you a little bit more freely relatively soon. Can we do a recap of what happened last time? I'm gonna get some music going.
I believe that's your cue, Michaela.
Are you comfortable doing a recap today, Michaela?
You're our recap queen. You are also
You're muted, girl. Sorry, it's just whenever you switch the music over, for whatever reason, my music thing resets on here, and then you end up with the feedback on the other side.
Oh my goodness!
On my stuff. So I wanted to wait until you'd switched it. But yeah, I'd love to do a recap.
Also, I wasn't hearing the music. It was okay. So I'm switching it again. I'll put it to about there. Okay, Michaela, whenever you are ready, I would love to hear what you have to say.
Okay, thank you, my darling GM. Okay, so last time on Tales of the Witch Boy, just a reminder to everyone, it is the 4th day of Terra. It is Terra, the 4th of Glimmer. So we had just finished up a bar fight in the middle of this town, and upon finishing that bar fight, we noticed that there was a person with the Wilder of Klarth pin on their cloak who was running out of the bar. So Sogafa and Thistle and Petalis ran after this person who seemed to be spying on us. While Lishija, Gandry, and Remy stayed inside to interrogate the bar fighters, I suppose. They'd been hired by the Wilders of Klarth to distract us. So when we went back outside, Thistle and Sogafa were in a fight in the alley nearby. With Gandry's help and Remy's help, we did end that fight. One of the only surviving Wilder of Klarth tried to unalive themselves, and we prevented that with soothing blossoms and healing, which was fun. And Lishija noticed, kind of in one of the buildings nearby, that a pair of little eyes was watching us. And when Remy and Gandry went to investigate, a young boy opened the door and said that he was a lot like Remy. And then Emma was a brat and ended the session. And that was how it happened last time. And there we are now. Are you still a brat?
Depends on what kind of cliffhanger options y'all give me at the end of the episode. So,
all right, everyone, eyes peeled.
Yeah. Give me some good cliffhanger options, and I guess I will continue to provide. You are here in this town, outside of this bar, which is in the capital of the Elven Kingdom. Help me out here. I have too many names floating around in my head.
Satra?
Thesatra. Thank you. The city of Thesatra in the kingdom of Thesatra. And you are in...
It's like New York, New York.
New York, New York. Thesatra. You can't make that song. Okay,
What
I
a
tried.
wonderful time.
So you are in Thesatra, and you're in like a lower... one of the like lower SES areas of Thesatra. Yeah, like people living here, they're doing fine. They're living in the capital, but they're not the highest of the high by any means. They have just enough to get by, it seems. And this home that Lishija threw a freaking rock through the window.
That's right. I bullied a child.
This home appears to be someone's home. It's like a house along this cobblestone street, and a little boy. Did I say what ancestry this boy is? I don't believe I did. But...
Okay, so exact notes. Andrea and Lee, she just spot a pair of humanoid eyes watching from a nearby window. Lee, she just throws a stone at the window, and it's a boy, parentheses, perhaps a young fetchling, and parentheses, exclamation point. So do it that way you will.
I feel like off stream we said it was not a fetchling.
Not a fetchling, actually.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna say this is a human boy. The door opens as Remy approaches, and staring back at Remy is a young boy, around the same age, maybe 11 or 12, and he is wearing a large hat that is coated in moss and leaves, very nature-based decorations. He's wearing what appears to be like he's wearing a cloak, and he has adventuring clothing on underneath that cloak. Just after he opens the door, you hear a woman's voice. Close that right now! Get inside! What do you think you're doing?
Do we hear that? Because only Gandry went with him.
I think you would, let's call it like a DC 10 perception check to hear that.
I was gonna say, it seems to me like this person probably doesn't have a problem with the neighbors overhearing.
No.
Okay, well, my DC 10?
DC 10.
Okay, well, my perception's a plus 12.
Okay. So,
as is mine.
Everyone hears this woman's voice. What are you doing? Close that door, get back inside. And the boy turns around. Gandry and Remy see this. The boy turns around. I'm sorry, I don't know, well, come here. And someone begins to walk forward toward the door. Footsteps approaching. and you see a cat folk woman with a mane of hair, fur. Has anybody seen She-Ra? It very much looks like Catra, but just more mature. And in one hand, she's holding a knife,
A knife.
and in the other, she is holding the side of the door, kind of like holding it open, but seemingly ready to push it back shut if she needs to. And she looks at Gandry, and looks past Gandry, over at all of you.
Can I
think
get a
you all
vibe check on
notice.
this woman?
Yeah, give me a perception check against will DC.
I too would like to do a vibe check.
This is the vibe.
Yeah, we do like a vibe check on her.
Yeah, I would also like to align myself to the vibes.
My vibe check, it was only a 14.
Yeah, I also got like a 12.
I'm vibing at a 19 currently.
Okay.
Pretty good vibe.
Vibin'.
Lishijia, you look at her and this is not the vibe. She seems to
Yeah.
be protective but overly aggressive. Sagafa, this is not quite the vibe, but there's something there that's similar to all of you. In a way, she almost has a similar demeanor to Lishijia. And then Thistlebranch, you take a look at her and clock her vibe, and you are getting like leadership vibes. You also try and, or no, you probably understand that she's somewhat of a caretaker figure to this boy. She's almost definitely not this boy's like biological mother. Doesn't seem that they have any like related features. And she's protective, but she's also curious.
Okay.
Yeah, she looks past Gandry. Well, first she looks at Remy. A little surprise in her eyes. She looks at Gandry. She looks past Gandry at all of you. What do you want?
I get the vibe that this isn't the vibe, so I go up to Remy and I put my hands on his shoulders, like, I'm so sorry. We seem to have the wrong door.
No, we don't have the wrong door. Lishija, hang on. This is
We have
this
the
is
wrong
good.
door, Remy.
I'm gonna message Lishija to cool it down.
Chiller vibes, girl.
The vibes are fine, it's okay.
Sorry, this needs to. Go ahead.
That was all, just saying the vibes are fine, Lishija. The vibes are good. Probably.
She messages back, I would disagree.
Well, let Remy have his moment, okay?
Yeah,
Where's our Wilders of Klarth friend? Am I on Klarth duty at the moment, or?
I think the three of us are on Klarth duty.
I think you're like standing around this guy and looking past, except for Lishija, who's just walked up to Remy.
Yeah, I just went up there. I was like, the vibes are bad.
Okay. So seeing that vibes are being misvibed here.
Oh my god, we're gonna get canceled.
Yeah. Thistle is going to walk up to a little bit closer and say, let's see. Directly to the boy.
Not threatening at all.
No, I mean blood dripping from her entire body, probably. Considering what has just happened to Thistle, most likely. And say, oh, I had something. Hold on. I
can find
totally
it, I
lost
believe
it
in
for
you.
myself. Let's actually say to both of them. It's like, oh, you're like us, aren't you?
You hear another voice from the back.
Another voice, more voices.
Big, like, booming, masculine sounding voice. What's going on out there? Who's over there? What are you doing? Why is the door open?
Oh, he
It
sounds
feels
like
there's
fun.
so many people yelling. This is not great.
Oh, he sounds like fun. Out loud. But no, I think you're like us, aren't you? You're protecting him, huh?
Remy looks at the boy and just says, do you have a familiar? And from outside of, or from under his cloak, a small, like a rat crawls over around the collar and sits on the boy's shoulder and stares at Remy. And the boy says, yeah, this is my familiar. Do you? And Eska, like, floats in, this little dragon, and tilts their head and looks at the boy. The woman at the door says, oh. Oh no. Everyone inside.
You want
She
this
opens
guy
the door.
inside too, or no? I say, pointing to the Clarkman.
Everyone, grab him, bring him inside.
Okay, cool. Can we make sure the bear doesn't get in too?
Oh,
That'd be helpful.
I'd like to intimidate and glare the bear and tell it to stay.
Yeah, give me an intimidation check. You know what? Hang on. You can try that. But I also have an idea. Oh, Remy also has a bat with him. I totally forgot about that.
We're
I thought
basically
we were
just a
gonna
petting zoo.
ignore Fluffy.
Yeah. Fuzzy.
Fuzzy,
We're-
sorry.
We're a danger petting zoo.
What's the physical state of the Klarth person?
Pretty
Yeah,
beat up.
good question.
Yeah,
I
if I
don't
remember
think he's
correctly, he
doing
was
well.
fairly beat up.
Mhm.
He's not unconscious though, right?
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
Is he willing to listen to directions?
I think so.
Okay. Well, whether or not he was willing to, I was gonna bully him into I was gonna put a blindfold on him and then also bind his hands. If I could bully him into doing that, letting me do that.
Intimidation.
I intimidate the bear with an 18.
Okay.
4. He slaps my hand. I'm so weak.
Fat chance, lady.
I hit him with my fan.
Oh.
Oh, come on, this is how you do it. 26 to grapple the man.
You can grapple and bind him.
I give him a little bit of a painful twist on the elbow.
Okay.
Just to be an asshole to him.
I'll help this
Yeah.
drag him inside.
Okay. All of you are able to get inside. Is the bear coming inside or no?
No.
You're telling it to stare?
To
To
stay.
To stay. Yeah.
No bear. No bear.
No bear.
So, you all enter. The bear, like, kind of walks up to the porch and sits next to the porch and, like...
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'll give it a little pat on the head. Thank
Yeah, and you end up inside of this house. As you enter, there's a living room with a fireplace. The fireplace is not active at the moment. But there's a living room with a fireplace. It seems like in the back of the house there's a kitchen. Very rudimentary living space, but has what it needs. And then there seems to be one bedroom. As you enter, Remy and this boy are just like locked eyes, staring at each other, trying to figure out who the other is, maybe like getting a feel for what their abilities are, etc. Not really talking too much, just like almost in shock, staring at each other. Then the catfolk woman, without turning her back, lets all of you in, knife at the ready. And she gestures for you to enter the living room. Inside of the living room, you see a very tall, what appears to be human man, maybe standing at around 6'8", and he has a massive hammer at his feet, with the pole for the hammer sitting up by his chin, and he's resting his hands on it. Then there is a gnome woman who's wearing like what appears to be like a tinkering, or who has like a tinkering kit attached to her belt. She's got bright blue hair and a backpack that she's wearing that seems to be made out of metal. There is also a lizard folk man who's holding a sidearm. It's like a hand cannon type weapon. And he's wearing a big old, like, wide-brimmed hat. And lastly... okay, wait, hang on. There is a... Just a moment. Forgetting my last one. Take my notes. Oh, it's a Gripply. There is a Gripply... frog person. A Gripply man. Who's holding a staff. And he has a long cloak that he's wearing that trails behind him as he walks, kind of like waddles forward on his frog legs, standing upright. And at the end of the staff, there is an arcane focus that is embedded into the staff. So, that's what you see. This is the cast of characters in front of you. Does anybody say or do anything?
Hi.
I'd like to make eye contact with the lizard folk man, and I like your hat.
Well, thank you kindly. What is your name, friend?
Sorry, I just had PTSD flashbacks. I'm
Ew.
What?
To meet you.
What? Say that again.
I said I'm sorry, I had some flashbacks. I'm Sugafa. Great to meet you.
It's nice to meet you as well. My name is Katar. It's Katar. The cat folk gives him like a cautious glance, as if she's upset at him when he shares his name. The cat folk looks down at Remy and says, "Another witch boy?"
You first.
Yeah. I want to run a perception check.
Okay.
How did she say that? Was that like dismissive? Was like what was the tone in which she was saying
okay.
that? That's a 31 apparently. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, baby.
How did I
You're
roll
like
that?
maxed out.
Nice.
Almost.
Just about. Yeah, that's a nat 19. Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, I think I actually will rephrase the tone of that to more of a curious tone, rather than a judgmental tone. I think she looks at Remy and she says, "Another witch boy? Interesting."
Yeah, they seem to be popping up all over the place now, huh? When did Well, I guess we all have some information to share. I'm Thistle. I'm Thistle Branch. That's Sagafa. This is do you all want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Remy. This is Eska, and this is Fuzzy.
Fuzzy's very fuzzy too. I
Oh,
highly
yeah.
recommend ruffling the fur.
Yeah, I'm a witch. I found my familiar in Saga Gesa. And the boy, pipes up. Says, my name is Jonith. Jonith. I'm from Ilea. I was born in a couple kingdoms to the west. We were being hunted, or I was being hunted, so I had to leave.
Was it one of these guys? I say, pointing out the Wilder of Klarth pin on our...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They all had pins. They're with the Wilders.
Oh, cool.
Were they
well,
hunting you too?
Yeah, they have been. Well, we'll just add that to your list of sins. You're sitting here, by the way, and I'm going to shove him into like a chair or something and tie him to it. Since I'm still holding on to him, I guess.
The very tall man steps in. My name is Connell. I'm from the human kingdoms. And, my profession is to swing this thing. And be good to people. Then I'm trying to do both right now. But it's good to know that, we're not the only ones out here. I'm glad to meet another witch boy. And he, kneels down, crouches, and he holds his massive hand out to shake Remy's hand. Well, it's nice to meet you, son. And he shakes Remy's hand. Yeah, I think it turns out that there's more of you than just one. Well, now two. But maybe there's three.
I like this one. Can we keep him?
Oh my god, same though. Oh my god. Oh my god. I think Michaela and Sagafa have both fallen in love. Okay, it's fine. Alright. Sidebar over.
No, this is not out loud.
Have you heard of what was it, old man? Excuse me, down there.
Old man?
The old
Who's he
man
talking?
is the Gribbly.
Okay.
Yes, Connell. Yes. Hello, I am Citheril. I was born in the southern Kivosha tropics. In
cool, same.
Blaybrush. Yes, oh, you were as well. I thought I recognized a Kivoshan knoll when I saw one. Yes, I am Citheril, and I am a wizard. I have been doing my very best to guide our young boy here. Jonathan is a quick study, but I am not a witch. I don't understand a familiar and a tie to the patron that he has. Nonetheless, I have been doing what I can. Have you heard of Dusk Blight?
Occultism check?
Sure.
Go for it.
Religion.
Let's go.
Go for it.
34.
Woo!
I crit.
Congratulations!
Thank
22.
you.
Natural freaking 20 on that, too. Good job. 18.
Sagapa. You've never heard of Dusk Blight.
Hmm. Have I?
Mm-mm.
Dusk. Did you say dust or dusk?
Oh, Dusk Blight, as in the day turning to night.
No, I've never heard of such a thing. Is it an illness? I know a lot about blight.
Oh, in many ways, I would say it is an illness, but not in the strict sense, no. Dusk Blight is the organization that we believe to be chasing us down and causing these horrific acts. We believe that they have encountered the Wilders of Klarth and hired them. Possibly encountered a leader here in the kingdom of Thesatra. Who that might be, I do not know, but all of our evidence points to something happening here in this kingdom somewhere. I would imagine it must be someone with a great deal of influence. However, I do not know who that might be. Nonetheless, I digress. Dusk Blight. We have heard rumors of this name here in Thesatra and only in Thesatra. It seems to be a cult of some sort, but a cult that is possibly buried deep beneath the ground.
By buried deep beneath the ground, do you mean that literally?
Yes, my dear, I do.
Do you happen to know anything about, oh, I don't know, the undead population?
Oh, I know a great deal about the undead population, as I have studied necromancy on my own in the past, though it isn't my preferred form of magic. The undead population is not common here in Thesatra, though I am seeing signs that it is possibly more common now than it has been in the past.
I'm gonna make eye contact with Lishija and hope that she can see on my little fanged face how much I am just dying to reveal all of our secrets to these people. And then I'm gonna look back at, is it Citheril with a TH or with a V?
With a V. Oh, my name is Sivaril. Sivaril. Sivaril Trispitor.
Oh my god, that's such a great name.
It's a wonderful name, for I chose it myself. It is my
Sivaril?
wizard name.
You get to pick your own name when you
Yes,
become a
every
wizard?
wizard picks their own name.
That's
Could you?
great.
Oh God! Could you please type it out? I keep hearing cigarette, and I know that's not it.
I'm sorry. Yes, my name is Sivaril Trispitor. You can spell that as S-I-V-E-R-I-L.
Oh no! I've already lost.
Okay, I'm typing it into the chat.
Thank you.
And then Trispitor, which you can spell Trispetor. Sivaril Verspitor. I have studied
love it.
magic for a long, long, long time. Though my gripply years are shorter than some others. Maybe I will be an undead someday so I can continue studying the arcane.
Nishija makes a face, but she doesn't say anything.
Sagafa loves this man as well. Well, I just asked because, well, I'm undead, you see, and I don't want to stick out with the soul
My
star.
goodness, hello! What kind of... I'm sorry, that's a rude question to ask.
It's not polite, no.
No, I apologize.
I just wanted to know, because I haven't met very many undead, and I'd heard some things about him being around here, and then I think I'm just gonna like trail off and.
Wait a minute. You heard things about the undead being here in Tesatra. Where did you hear such things? We've only been able to find as much as we can, but that was hard to come by.
Mostly I did imply that they were in Tesatra specifically, but really what I meant was that there were undead underground.
The catfolk woman steps up to you, Sagafa, and she kneels down to get eye to eye with you. She says, "Have you heard of other undead underground in other places of the world?"
I've heard of it in other places, yes.
She looks back at Sivaril.
I do have to say though that I don't have a lot of undead friends, so
I have an undead friend.
oh,
Me too. It's this one.
nice.
This
Low
will
bar.
like kind of gives a little hug around your
Yeah.
Boom! High five.
Thistle falls over. Hold on. No, I'm going to make a save against that.
Fortitude.
Athletics check
Or
to
athletics.
not fall over
you're
when
fine.
Yeah, it's a 20. Dirty 20.
Don't get squished.
I give him a high five about as hard back. I
Is
guess.
your whole body going rigid not to get
pretty
snapped?
strong.
Well,
I'm pretty
okay.
strong too.
Yeah. I give him the save.
Who is Connell?
I love him. This is amazing. This guy is he's like 5 times my size probably, huh?
Probably about
He-
that.
he's-
Twice. A full
he's a
2
big boy.
times your size. He's 6'8". We're like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, something like that.
Sagafa, the catfolk woman, looks back at Sivaril, and then back to you, says, "Sagafa, pleasure to meet you. My name is Heidi."
I know how to spell that.
It's actually HIGH-D.
No.
Oh, God.
HY''DY.
HY''DYXQ.
The 7 is silent.
Jonathan steps up.
It's an honor to meet you, Heidi.
Yeah, Jonathan steps up and says, while Sivaril's been teaching me what he knows about magic, Heidi's kind of been there to, just make sure I'm okay. I mean, all of them are, but she's a bit more protective. And he gives a playful, punch action at her. Yeah, he seems a bit less reserved than Remy is.
Mm.
And he seems to have a pretty, almost brother-sister relationship with Heidi.
I like that. That's cute.
Why don't we sit and talk? Seems we have a lot in common.
Point of
she's-
order. Should he be hearing all that? Actually, other point of order. Are we sending him back alive? We need to know that first going in. How bad are we gonna be with this?
I forgot to cut in earlier, being like, I want to stuff his ears full of cloth.
Yeah, he's kind of heard too much already, and he does
We
have a
could
giant
put
bear
him
out there.
in that room over there. There's a door on that room. We could put him over there, and then if we talk about things and come up with any questions, we could torture him out of them.
I can stop him from talking forever if you want.
Well, I
Not
mean,
yet,
yeah, that's
no.
same.
Okay. Just let me know.
I like your willingness to cooperate. That's nice.
Gendry,
Yes.
My poor fucking spells.
can you make sure he doesn't escape? Like, just shove him in a room. We'll fill you in later, okay?
Yeah, okay. Gendry picks him up, walks over,
As he's tied to the chair.
picks up the whole chair,
Mhm.
walks into the bedroom, sets him down, gets the the pillow,
Mm-hmm.
actually
Not
lays
the
him
pillow.
sideways on the bed, and puts the pillow over his head, and just like
Great.
covers him in blankets
So he can't hear.
so he can hear.
Thanks, big guy.
It's gonna be so hot in there.
It's gonna get pretty warm.
I mean, he's stalking children. I don't have a whole lot of sympathy for this guy.
We have a few options. If we want to wait until tomorrow, I maybe have some thing that can address that, but we can talk about it later.
We can always just kill him.
It's an option.
I'm just saying. I just don't want to do that right now because the bear's on the porch.
Oh,
Yeah,
I can
I-
go try to check. I can check in on the bear.
You're not doing that, Remy.
Okay.
Do you want to see what it did to me, right? Look and observe what it did to me, and Thistle is still covered in blood. I haven't had a
Okay.
chance to wash it off.
I would do some prestidigitation to get you clean. This is
And
This
some
is
of
starting to
that
get
blood
unruly.
is from your own medicine application. Okay, be fair.
Thanks, Lakita.
Sagafa, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I didn't take any injury whatsoever in that last fight, and I actually I did suck the life out of that one guy, so I'm actually better than ever.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, I guess we get to compare notes now, huh?
Excuse me, ma'am, and I'm gonna look at the gnome woman. We didn't get your name.
Hi, my name is Castinia.
Castinia. That's a lovely name. Is that local?
Oh, well, I was born in the Leovrotten Desert Expanse. Yeah, I have I like to tinker.
You look like you're good at it. You've got all the stuff.
Yeah, do you want to see my backpack?
Not right now, but yes.
Oh, okay, I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
But yeah, that's Castinia. Castini, and then with an A at the end. That's how you spell it.
I think that's lovely. That's a lovely name, Castinia.
Thanks. Thanks.
Did you pick yours yourself?
No.
Oh, yeah, see, we're not all so lucky. Are we all just gonna agree to trust each other right now? Or are we just gonna go ahead and lay it all out there and trust each other?
Are you asking me?
I'm asking everyone in the room.
Oh, okay. What? I mean, I'm okay with it. She looks over at the rest.
I'll make eye contact with Heidi.
She's cautious. She's giving you a little bit of side eye, but she has a slight smile on her face. Then Connell pipes up. Oh yeah, I'm okay with it. Then Who are my other characters here? We've got
Sivaril and Qatar.
Qatar is the
Lizard folk man.
lizard folk. Yeah, the lizard folk, Qatar, he steps in and says, "Seems we have a lot in common, folks, so I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, I'll trust you." Then Sivaril steps up, says, "Well, I do think it makes sense to trust each other. We seem to have a common interest, and I would imagine that we are both trying to just protect our respective witch boy, as interesting as that might sound. But yes, we're just trying to look out for them, so I would hope that we can work together, put aside our differences should we have them." And then Heidi says, "Yeah, if the old man is in, then I'm okay with it."
Okay, I'll look at my own team.
Thistle's just going to look towards Lishija. Not say anything yet.
I definitely mostly looked at Lishija.
Everyone's
He
looking
was
at
like-
Lishija.
Everyone is looking at Lishija.
Remy turns around. He's like, Lishija?
Mom,
Mom?
It seems
can we hang out with our friends?
it's mutually beneficial if we speak with each other.
Your
my name
team
is...
of small people are just all like, Mom said yes.
My name is my name is Remy, by the way. These are my friends. This is Thistle Branch. The big guy over there is Gandry. Sir Gandry, if you want to be respectful, you know. Then this is Sogafa, and this is Lishija. This is Eska, and this is Remy, and then
He said, pointing to
I'm
himself.
sorry, I got nervous. And this is Fuzzy, and then we also have Krieg, but Krieg's not here right now. I'm sure he'll be around at some point. And then we also have Krieg 2 is with Krieg, but he's not around right now either. And then
Thank you, Remy. It's a very lovely introduction.
there's one more. There's also there's Patalis
I'll animate my head. Yeah.
and Puppy. Okay, that's everybody.
Thistle just gives him a reassuring "you tried" pat on the back. It's like, good job socializing. You've met your quota for today.
How much do you all share? I'm curious. Like, we don't need to go through the whole conversation, but what are you sharing? In how much detail? What are you maybe leaving out? Yeah.
I think Michaela's opinion is that we leave out the direct encounter with chaos.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the body of Drask. I don't think they need to know that, but I'm okay with them knowing that we have confirmation from an undead person that there's underground networks. I think that's fair for them to know if they're being hunted. That we've been hunted by the Wilders of Klarth literally across the world. But other than that, I don't have anything specific that I want to leave out. Do you?
I think Lishi just trying to stay specific. So like, Kexen was involved. Like she's not mentioning him. I think she might mention Bethar just because he keeps coming up, and it might be ritualistically important to why they're choosing little boys.
I would like to know. We haven't asked who his patron is.
Would I be able to suss out maybe who the patron is within occultism?
Sure.
I mean, we could ask. He's right
I'm
there.
just curious if I can figure it out.
Mhm.
34. I maxed out.
Oh!
Definitely the All-Mother.
Aw, cute.
So, if they
They're all mother
happen
brothers.
to have the same patron,
Brother from another All-Mother.
That's the episode title.
Oh no.
I'm writing it down. You
Oh
can't
my
stop me.
God.
You could.
Another brother from the All Mother. Oh
There
my
we
God.
go. Sorry, go ahead.
If they happen to have the same patron, could that patron possibly be building a witch boy army in order to shore up her own abilities? In order to fight off Bethar's army, which he's clearly building with underground tunnels and hired help.
Did Sogawa bring that up?
I don't think Sogafa is smart enough to bring that up.
I don't think Lee Shija would come to that conclusion.
Thistle is just enraptured by Connell in his bigness and strongness, and is kind of half paying attention to this conversation. Who is driving the plane? Who's flying the plane here?
You know what? Actually, okay, so Gafa she's smarter than she was previously. I forgot. She wisened up with time. I don't know that she would bring up all that, but maybe she would say something like, you know, once we find out what his patron is in this conversation, something like, well, we're definitely on the same team in regards to fighting off Bethar. And it would maybe be worth it. Yeah, it might be worth it for Remy to share about the Allmother being tripped.
Yeah, I agree.
And see if Jonathan had any similar feelings or experiences.
Whoa. Wait, did you feel that too? That was like, I don't know, maybe about a week ago? Is that about right? Actually, it's probably a little longer than that.
Yeah, because we traveled all the way across.
Yeah, I think that was like a few weeks ago, right? It kind of felt like someone was playing a trick on her. Yeah, that's what he says.
Okay. So basically, what we've learned from them is that the Dusk Blight, this cult, theoretically a name for the underground movement for
Which hired Klarth?
Yeah, hired the Wilders.
Oh yes, from what we can tell, the Wilders of Klarth are simply a
mercenary group.
Yes, a satellite organization, if you will. A mercenary group that has been hired by what we think is called Dusk Blight, which we believe is a cult of some sort. They are potentially underground, and this would make sense given what you have seen and discovered about undead underground in the other parts of the world. Did you say Flaybrush?
Yeah.
Interesting. My own home.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Real quick, I think Licia does give them like a general timeline of where and when they were attacked by each of these, so they can have it also have like a timeline that they could perhaps work off of.
Interesting. Oh, and just so that you know, if I may share a tad bit more information with you. Dusk Blight does seem to be connected to a dark deity. I do not know whom. Oh wait, did we establish that y'all talked about Bethar?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do not know for certain who that deity might be, but I would not be surprised if Bethar were such were that individual. See, it is a dark time when we have a dark deity arising here on Gillesrian. We never have encountered such evil power before. I'm not certain where Bethar could be from, but I would be almost certain that the Allmother did not bring him here.
How, okay, Joneth is from Ilea. Were any of the other ones from Ilea?
Oh, we didn't tell you. I'm from Laybrush.
Right.
Oh, actually, I think
Yeah, most
they
of
did
them
tell you.
have.
Most of them did.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
the
think-
lizard folk is from Leovrata as well.
Okay. Okay, so I grew up here in Ilea as well, in the Severed Wilds.
My goodness, dear, that must have been a difficult life.
It was, you know what? It wasn't so bad. It taught me a lot. It prepared me for Saga Gesa, I'll tell you that. So around here, to the best of my knowledge, there are some very powerful families. Does that seem accurate as far as what you've noticed?
Well, I would assume so, yes, though I am not well tied to this part of the world. I was merely visiting here when we encountered the boy and chose to take him under our protection.
I see. Well, if I recall correctly earlier, you mentioned that perhaps the Dusk Blight are being funded or controlled or otherwise commanded by folks with influence
That
around
would
the
make
area.
sense.
So I was wondering if maybe you'd found any evidence leading to any particular families.
Unfortunately, no, we have not. But we do seem to think that everything is occurring here in Thesatra. Or at least the... how shall I put it? The port of evil seems to be centered here. That was quite poetic, wasn't it?
Evil. Yes, it was. I'm sorry. Yes, it was. Well, just to put it all out there, and because you're living so near here, we do have reason to believe that perhaps House Yaralai is connected to all this somehow. We don't know exactly how. But we have reason to believe that House Yaralai is up to no good.
Heidi, have you heard of House Yaralai? No, I don't think so. The lizard folk. I ain't got nothing. Connell. Well, nope, don't know anything. The rest of the group, nobody really, the gnome tinkerer doesn't even seem to be paying attention. She's like got her backpack out and she's twisting knobs and such.
Fidgeting.
Yeah.
I'm not so good with this, kind of diplomatic stuff. But, Lishija, you recognized this sigil, didn't you? For House Yaralai when we were investigating in the marshes?
Yes, we did. We found a connection between House Yarlai and Remy here, in that they were using their connections to weasel their way closer to him. It could be coincidental that House Yarlai just happened to find the connection to our witch boy, and that's why we know them, and they're not related to Bethar at all, though we have some evidence that may consider that otherwise, so there's not much that's conclusive at this moment.
Okay, Michaela question, not Tagafa question. Are you downplaying House Yaralai, or are you not remembering our evidence?
I remember that, like, House Yarlai is connected to Bethar, but if they don't if they don't have House Yarlai connected to them, maybe House Yarlai is just us?
But House Yarlai hired the Wilders. Kenton Yarlai was talking to that leader, that Wilder.
That's true.
Drow is hiring what appears to be a Wilder of Klarth to go to Saga Gesa. The Drow had the House Yarlai symbol on it, and he was identified as Kenton Yarlai.
Is the connection that you're trying to make one of the people that are hiring
The Wilders of
Like,
Klarth? So
was
maybe they're
House
part of.
Yarlai?
Yeah, that's what we witnessed in the illusions in the trees.
The thing that Lishi just considering is that rather than going through Duskblight, Yarlai just went straight to Wilders of Klarth because they're a mercenary group. And then
What if House Yarlai is Duskblight?
that's potentially also a thing.
That was my thought, was not necessarily that they're separate entities, both hiring the same person for the same job, but that they would be, that they're the ones funding Duskblight. They are the cult.
Maybe, though it's weird that we've never heard of Duskblight, but we have heard of Wilders of Klarth.
Right.
It seems we have a web of weaving ideas all over our involvement in the evidence that we have collected. This is curious.
Small point of order, though. They've been all over the globe. I know they've got these, like, tunnels and stuff, but whoever is doing this has the means to make this a global operation. And it looks like they've been in more than just the one place at one time, too. If you've been dealing with these people, too, then that's at least two.
Now, miss, are you saying that these individuals who are starting stuff underground, they've set up their operations all around the world?
Well, it's at least 3 continents. Playbrush, Saga Gesa,
It was
Alea.
clearly expressed that the goal was indeed to go everywhere.
Now, do y'all think there's other witch boys out there who are being hunted?
That's what I'm worried about as we're talking about this right now. Are there
Can I-
other boys out there?
Can I make an occultism check if I can think of any mythology why witches are only women?
Yeah.
Sagafa, for the first time in her life, wants to go to a library.
31.
Ooh. So. Witches, historically, have been thought to embody the All-Mother in their presentation as much as possible. And so, when a witch is coming into their own powers, or rather, when a patron chooses a witch, the patron chooses someone, oftentimes, who in some way, shape, or form resembles the All-Mother, because the All-Mother is the god of all gods, the deity of all deities. And they prefer to emulate that as an ode to the All-Mother. As to why the All-Mother is now choosing boys as her witches, you wouldn't have any idea.
Remy, Jonathan, when did you first come in contact with the All-Mother? When did you first come into your powers? How old were you, if I may ask?
And, probably like... I mean, it was the past year,
The past year?
Oh yeah, it was pretty recent. I don't know, maybe just a few months ago?
A few months ago.
Yeah, it was pretty recent. But I mean, I'll also say that I did start to notice kind of a magical connection leading up to those months, maybe for about 5 or 6 months before that. But I didn't really know what it meant, not until I met my familiar.
That's really recent. Huh.
About the same time that
Remy.
Remy also noticed his.
God. Cursory major global events 5 to 6 months ago?
Are you asking for what those...
Yeah.
Yeah?
If I can think of it, can I think of anything?
I mean... So some major global events would have been that the new lizard folk leader has kind of stepped up and made more of an impact in the last year. You also would probably think of just a general time of healing for the world. Like, after the Lustral War, which was this war where, like, hundreds of thousands of people were sacrificed in the name of some dark god or patron or something that nobody really knows anything about. Hundreds of thousands of people were sacrificed, and so, like, that was a time of loss and mourning and despair and sadness. That war is over, and really in the last year or so there has been a great deal of healing from that. Obviously those wounds will always be part of the world, but people have been able to start the return to normal. What else? Okay, give me a religion check.
And if I could, because I think that this would interest Thistle specifically, could I... Oh no, Lisuja.
No.
That's nat one over there.
Anybody could give me religion if you like, but
I want to give a different check here.
Okay.
A nature check.
Yeah.
What do I remember of the... specifically the situation regarding storm patterns? I would have been in Sagagesa at that time with the rest of the crew, so just limited to what I know, what I remember. Were there any major storm events? Were there any major meteorological events, I guess? Because again, this would be Thistle's thing.
Did we have earthquakes, tsunamis, apocalyptic weather?
A locust
Yes.
plague.
Asteroids falling.
Frogs randomly sprouting from the rivers, the
That's the
water
one.
turning red. Okay, cool. That's a 29 on the
29.
nature check.
Yeah, actually. In the northwestern part of Alea, in the channel between... what is the continent name? I believe it is Sotriok. Let me take a look.
That's the big one, right? Directly south of it, yeah.
Just a moment. Let me double check this, actually. I think it is a different one. I think it might be Opion. Lesrian. Nope, wrong one.
Welcome to Geology and Meteorology.
Yeah, welcome to my world building, which is a mess.
Just so we're above board, Lisuja is speaking aloud all of the things that she's getting checks on.
Cool.
if anyone else wants to bounce off of it.
I definitely feel like we are. Yeah, we're spitballing as a group here. Yeah,
Opion.
when Obion.
Opion.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but just to finish that thought,
Yeah, please do.
for our viewers, I am going to ping on our map, or I guess I'm not, but I am going to put my mouse kind of on the map around where these storms were noted, in the northwestern part of Alea and the southern portion of Opion. There were some kind of freak storms and like whirlpools
Oh,
that occurred in
interesting.
the ocean.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
what would I have known about Saga Geisas at around the same time?
Saga Geisa, nothing.
Okay.
Nothing that you know of.
And these storms and whirlpools were how long ago did you say, Thistle? 5 or 6 months? A few months ago?
Out of
Within-
game, it would have been. I would have been thinking about roughly the time period where Remy and Jonathan have experienced.
Yeah, that's 5 or 6 months ago. Yeah.
5 or 6 months.
So,
okay.
and I would actually say it was probably around 8 months ago is when this all started.
Okay.
The storms.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, we heard about those. Apparently, they were kind of bad. Strong, at least.
Lishuja, you were checking on the religious aspect of what was that again?
The religious events.
Yeah, I didn't get anything on it.
Oh, of that time?
Yeah.
I'll think as good as a 33 will get me.
Okay. In the continent of Yotris,
My
where
continent.
Lishigia is from, in the continent of Yotris, in the northwestern part of the continent, is what is known as the Ancient Expanse. This is a part of the world that is almost regarded as a divine location, and it is not only frowned upon, but nearly impossible to set up civilization in that part of the continent. Mysteriously, communities that try to set up a community there. People that try to set up a community there often get driven out by something. Never anything terribly dangerous, but like all of a sudden the crops will just stop growing, and no matter where they move within the region, when they move, the crops where they were will start to grow, and the crops where they are just setting up will stop growing. They'll move again, the same thing will happen. Or maybe annoying insects will form all over their community and follow their community around until
Is this where Agnes, the Fae lady, is this where she was from, and then it like expanded over into her town, and that's why they were driven out?
So, you're close, yeah. The people who started the community over in Sagagesa, can't remember the name of that city right now, but yes, that was a long time ago.
But like this, it's connected back to this area. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting a picture.
The Ancient Expanse here is, historically, it's a place where it's very difficult to live, at least with large communities. Solo adventurers will go in there, live, and they'll be fine. But when large communities or just any community tries to get set up, they're driven out. What you know, Sagafa, thinking about the Ancient Expanse and what you know about this divine part of the world, in about the last year and a half, um, some of the nature, some of the natural elements here, the trees, the wildlife, has been dying inexplicably. Um, and this is known as kind of the All-Mother's home, this ancient expanse. Um, and so the tree lines have become less, um, have moved farther in. Um, the yeah.
Is it green over there?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a massive forest.
Okay, well, I'm telling Lishija all of this because she asked me about religious events.
Hmm.
So if that's what you mean,
Yes. Hmm. That's not the myth that I learned, but that's very interesting.
What myth are you referring to, just for world building's sake, Jenna?
This is something Li Shija like learned as a child.
Okay.
Should I just say?
Yeah, if you
Um,
want, if you want.
Yeah. Um, we were taught that the ancient expanse was once a great civilization, but the emperor at the time defied the will of heaven, and in doing so had heaven sunder the kingdom. Um,
like it's cursed?
it's full of energy, more or less. If you can find a treasure from the ancient expanse, it's worth a great deal. But it's so difficult to find things from there.
We should go there.
Everyone wants to go there.
Huh. Well, I'll put it on the old bucket list.
If you could survive there, it'd be quite a tale.
Well, as long as we don't take too many people with us, right?
Oh, I could lead you. I've been in the ancient expanse before.
Kano?
Oh yeah.
To the ancient expanse? You've been there?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How recently?
Oh, it was a long time ago.
How long
You're
ago?
a human. How long ago could it have been?
Well, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years.
Was it nice?
Oh, it's really pretty. Yeah, I mean, there's lots of wildlife. It was kind of fun. Yeah, good place to live. I mean, I guess not for a big community, like you say, but yeah, it was great.
Where'd you get that hammer?
Oh, my hammer?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I made it.
Whoa. We really should keep this guy. I think you're right, Thistle.
Yeah, see? For once, I'm onto something.
You're off and on to something. This is usually somebody's throat.
Typically, yeah.
Well, this was a fruitful conversation, everyone. What do you guys plan to do from here now?
To be quite honest, we were at a bit of a standstill. We didn't know exactly which way to go or where to look for more information. So we merely holed up in this home. We believe it has been abandoned for quite some time, and we made it as well as homey as we could make it. But yes, we are just biding our time and waiting for more information before we make a move.
And I hate to burst your bubble, but we seem to have ruined your safe house. As long as we leave that guy alive or able to remember anything.
Yes.
I mean, we don't have to kill him, but there's going to be more. There's going to be people looking, and we also have a bear to deal with before we cover all of those traces. So,
Well, we're hoping to find and assist a friend of Remy's.
Give me a perception check, anybody.
17? Ooh.
22.
On the porch, both of you notice what appears to be a hawk with a message tied to its foot.
Okay, I'll go get it.
I trail behind.
You're able to untie the message from the hawk's talons, and the hawk flies away.
Can I mage hand hold onto the hawk's talon for a little bit? Keep it from flying off for a hot second?
Give me a reflex save.
Pulling up my character sheet. Pressing the button. Getting a 14.
Yeah.
One moment. Can we read the letter first?
Esteemed guests of the Thesatra Kingdom, welcome. We are happy to host you in our hallowed walls. We hope that you will join us for dinner tomorrow night, and we hope that you will be excited to meet your friend Roka again. We will see you at sundown at this address. Names an address. And it's signed Shalia Yaralai.
High up there.
Oh boy. She's the queen. She's the queen.
And with that,
No.
I'm going to end session.
You're gonna be a brat. Let's just be clear about it.
Hey, silver lining, at least we get to go shopping for party outfits.
There you go. Thank
We have
you,
any
viewers.
money?
Oh my god. Yeah, we have
At least we get to go shoplifting for party outfits.
With that, thank you so much, viewers. Thank you, listeners. We're gonna call it a night. This is Glastrian's Greatest Tales of the Witch Boy.